powerful foreshadowing. It's not her rational decision to enter. It's the house pulling her in, establishing its singular focus on her from minute one.
For Eleanor, that feeling of destiny might feel like the first true recognition she's received in years.
A terrifying thought.
That recognition is Hill House, signaling that it has found exactly what it was waiting for, its ideal permanent resident. It perceives her vulnerability and immediately starts the process of targeted recruitment. This is far beyond random haunting. This is the beginning of a deliberate, patient seduction.
Which brings us to the crucial analysis of the house's strategy against the group dynamic. You have these four human variables, the skeptic, the rationalist, the intuitive, and the vulnerable, all against this one ancient, cursed structure. How does setting the stage this way enhance the terror?
It creates a pressure cooker scenario where the house actively works against any burgeoning group dynamic. In almost all survival narratives, what's the one defense you have?
Group cohesion. Shared validation.
Right. And Hill House's strategy is simple. Identify the weakest link, Eleanor, and then systematically isolate her. It drives a wedge between her and the others by targeting her specifically with phenomena the others cannot see, hear, or feel.
So Hill House uses the group to heighten Eleanor's isolation.
Perfectly put. When they inevitably fail to protect her or fully understand what she's experiencing, because it is tailor-made for her, that failure only pushes her further into the house's welcoming and ultimately deadly embrace.
So the human companions are supposed to be her shield, but they become unintended tools of her possession.
Exactly. Eleanor is seeking belonging, and when her rational companions offer insufficient understanding or protection, the house promises this terrifying but seemingly real form of permanent acceptance that the rational human world has denied her.
The experiment is set up by Montague for terror.
But the house is playing for eternal symbiotic possession.
And we watch that plan spring into terrifying action almost immediately. So the moment the four step inside, the atmosphere just shifts dramatically. The sources immediately plunge us into the initial phenomena, establishing this heavy, oppressive atmosphere that the architectural chaos enables.
The initial haunting is purely sensory and atmospheric. It's designed to unsettle and fatigue the mind rather than, directly attack. It's the house asserting its dominance over the air and the temperature.
Right, so we hear about these cold spots that defy any logical explanation, drafts in sealed rooms.
Windless banging sounds that suggest impossible physics, and that strange echoing laughter that bounces off the non-Euclidean walls, making it impossible to locate the source.
This is the house flexing its environmental control. It's using noise and temperature to erode the foundations of reason.
And what's so interesting is how the group tries to counteract this heavy, unnerving atmosphere with these aggressive attempts at normalcy.
Right. The source notes that Theo cracks jokes. It's a defense mechanism, and Luke flirts at dinner, trying desperately to maintain that veneer of skepticism and flippancy.
But you contrast that with Eleanor.
She's already absorbed. It says she keeps glancing at the dark staircase. Her focus is already fixed on the house's silent power, separating her from the group's attempts at socializing.
That contrast is vitally important. The rationalists and skeptics, Montague, Luke, Theo, they're using wit and logic as shields to maintain distance. But Eleanor is already captivated. She's noticing the structure and responding emotionally to the shadows and the sounds.
Which makes her an easy conduit for the house's more aggressive next steps. She's already listening.
And those next steps are defined by what the source calls the unseen hand. It's the moment the terror becomes intimate and utterly deceptive. That first night, the house begins its personalized game.
This is the critical transition. The house moves from general atmospheric menace to a targeted psychological assault, and it's aimed specifically at Eleanor's need for rescue and validation.
Yes. Eleanor wakes to this overwhelming sensory input, pounding on the walls, a deep physical intrusion, and something invisible pressing against her door. These are classic haunting tropes, but they are immediately followed by an incredibly specific emotional appeal designed just for her.
A child's voice whispering, "Help me. Come with me."
That appeal is directed straight at her vulnerability. It suggests she is the one needed for rescue, giving her this perverse sense of purpose, the very thing she felt she lost after her mother died.
But the most chilling detail from that first night, the moment that truly defines Hill House's unique, insidious method, involves physical contact and this false intimacy.
Oh, yes. Eleanor, overwhelmed by the terror and the crushing sense of isolation, she reaches out and instinctively grabs Theo's hand for comfort. She's convinced her companion is awake and sharing the terror.
It's a primal moment of sought-after human connection, validated fear. She believes she is anchored in a shared reality.
Only for the critical, devastating reveal the next morning.
Theo is asleep.
Asleep across the room. The source material states it so plainly, almost clinically. The hand she held belonged to no one. She was holding the hand of the house, or a construct created by the house.
If we just focus intensely on this one detail, it reveals the sophistication of the house's method. This is not simple banging or moving objects.
Not at all. It is a calculated manipulation of senses, proximity, and trust. The house created the sensation of a comforting presence, a human anchor, and then, by demonstrating its absence, it immediately ripped that anchor away.
It replaced comfort with the profound, terrifying realization of absolute solitude.
She was physically connected to the phantom, not the friend. She thought she had found comfort and shared experience, only to discover she was utterly alone, holding the hand of a phantom that the house had supplied.
It just blurs the lines between safety and danger, sanity and madness. It demonstrates that the house can invade her most intimate reality and provide a completely fabricated sense of security and companionship.
It's a very sophisticated, truly nasty psychological weapon.